Good afternoon. My name is Simba Spencer Mtambanengwe. Today I'll be presenting on curriculum design and technology personal reflection. I work for a company called Corporate Training Learning Academy. I'm a special needs teacher, English teacher, skills development facilitator, the registered assessor, and the registered moderator. We are going to talk about curriculum design and importance. Curriculum design is the process of creating a structured plan of what students will learn. This is basically creating something structured that students will learn, like a course program of what students will learn. What are the importance of curriculum design? It enhances students' learning and ensuring deep understanding, facilitates effective teaching, tracks students' progress, aligns with learning goals. We move on to the influence of social cultural factors on curriculum design. The first one is content and representation. This refers to the incorporating of the language and histories of the society into the teaching. Number two, teaching and learning. This involves adapting teaching methods to the background of the society, of the cultural norms. Number four, assessment and evaluation. As an educator, you should just ensure that your assessment and evaluation are in line with the cultural background of that community. Number four, societal expectation and policies. This refers to the government policies and society expectations like norms that they want it to be included in their in the teaching curriculum. How do I adapt my teaching to these social cultural factors? Number one, by fostering an inclusive environment. Number two, understanding diverse learning needs. Number three, incorporating cultural responsive teaching practice. We move on to the stages of curriculum design. These stages are related to Taber's model. Stage number one is assessing the educational needs. Stage number two, formulating objectives and learning goals. Stage number three, designing the curriculum. Stage number four, implementation of the curriculum. Stage number five, evaluation. We move on to the organizational approach and instructional strategy. Like I said, I work for a company called Corporate Training Learning Academy. And in South Africa, who is responsible for curriculum development for special needs is the Department of Basic Education and the Department of Health. How does our organization support the Department of Education in curriculum development? By departmentalization, specialization, and accountability, taking accountable when it comes to delivery of the content. We move on to the instructional strategy that we use in our organization. We use learner-centered curriculum design. It focuses on understanding that each learner has different characteristics, because we know that learners, they are different, they've got different needs. It shifts the focus of activity from the teacher to the learner. That's why it's learner-centered. The focus is on the learner. Number three, students are encouraged to actively participate in the learning process. You are a teacher or you are an educator, you should not just give answers. Students, they are supposed to engage and participate. The last one, teacher is more than a coach. Is more than that of a coach who gives answers. The teacher is just a facilitator. We move on to the Wheeler's curriculum development model. The model of Wheeler was developed by Wheeler in 1967. Is a cyclical model. There are 5 aims in this model. Number one aim is the number one stage. There are aims and goals. 2, learning experience. Number 3, selection of content. Number 4, integration of learning. Number 5, expectation and evaluation. So this model is different from the backward model, because the backward model only focuses on learning outcomes. But when it comes to the Wheeler's model, it's a cyclical model. It's when the process is finished, it starts again, and it focuses on aims and goals and all those 5 stages. How do we apply this model in our organization? We apply it in school curriculum development. We apply it in professional development of us as educators. We also apply it when developing our curriculum or reforming our curriculum, improving them. We move on to assessment strategies in special needs education. In our organization, we use three different assessment strategies. Number one, diagnostic assessment. This is whereby we identify the strengths and weaknesses of each learner to begin with. Move on to formative assessment. This is whereby we monitor the progress of the students during their learning process. Number three, progress monitoring assessment. This also tracks the progress of the students over time. It's more or less like the formative assessment. We move on to how does technology affect curriculum design. TPEC model emphasizes that teachers need to understand not only the individual components, but also how to interact, influence each other. So they have to influence each other, they have to interact with students. Exactly. So how does technology affect students? It enhances the learning resources. For example, through visual learning, digital resources, we provide access to various materials, even pictures and videos. Number two, innovative assessment methods. You can use real-time feedback, you can use quiz assessments, online assessments. Also, it also helps in curriculum development and delivery, making students more accessible wherever they are, even when they are in remote areas. Number four, flexibility and accessibility. Students can access the materials wherever they are. We move on to digital online platform. In our organization, we use Google Meet. Google Meet is a virtual classroom whereby learners have the opportunity to engage in classroom wherever they are, even if they are in remote areas. Advantage of this Google Meet, number one, is accessibility. Visual support, they are able to see what is happening online without teaching them physically. Number two, flexibility and remote learning. Wherever they are, they can access the learning materials. It enhances communication and engagements, whereby students have to participate and engage. The disadvantage is technical and accessibility challenges. So some students, especially special needs students, they have technical challenges. Moreover, the other challenge is learning and social emotional challenges. Number four, inadequate features for special needs students. Some of the special needs students, they need other features, other special features that are not found on Google Meet. So it will be a challenge. Also, lack of trained educators. Some of these educators, they are not educated on how to use Google Meet or how to use online platforms. So educators, they have to be trained, otherwise it will be a challenge. We move on to the backward design framework overview. The backward design framework, firstly, you have to assess the needs of the students first. After assessing the needs of students first, you look at the type of assessments that you use as an educator. After that, you move on to the learning activities and instructional materials that you will use. What is my connection in the classroom using this backward assessment? How do I adapt it? I use this in curriculum planning approach, and I also use this because it helps me to understand students, to understand their needs, rather than just covering the content. Moreover, it creates an effective and meaningful learning and experience for students with disability. So it's very important in my classroom. Backward model pedagogical link, differentiate instruction. The model enables me to identify diverse learning needs. I'll be able to identify each special needs students, their need. These students got this need, they've got this need. I'll be able to identify different needs and different characteristics. I'll be able to also develop individualized learning plans for each special student. What are the challenges of the backward model? Time and resources. It needs time, it needs a lot of resources. Number two, assessment alignment. You have to align your assessment with the student needs. So also it will be a challenge for some other educators. Lastly, collaboration. It needs you as an educator to collaborate with other specialists, other teachers, and other professions. We move on to reflection and recommendation in curriculum design. The first one is align and clarity. Clearly define what students should learn through the curriculum. As an educator, when you are developing your curriculum design, you have to align the student needs. You have to define what the students have to learn. Number two, student-centered approach. Before designing, understand the student needs and interests of your learners. Number 3, collaboration and feedback. As an educator or an organization, you have to collaborate with different stakeholders, different teachers, administrators, parents, and those specialists and professionals. You also need to have continuous improvement. You as an educator or an organization, you should constantly check your curriculum where it needs improvement, where you are willing to change, you have to change it. Thank you so much. This is the end of my presentation.